Yo, what up, Grandpa? How we doing? I heard your buddy is the guy who just bought some PCs from me. I think I'm right about that. Yo, Mr. Rainbow, what's up? Yeah, we got another computer build today. Oh, I need to get my gloves. Need some gloves. What up, Lunar? How we doing? Just trying to get my gloves on here. I was finishing up a rebuild earlier, so my hands might be kind of sticky still. I'm doing good, man. Happy Friday. We got well, I have a long weekend ahead of me. Got a 3-day weekend, and I'm traveling for work next week. Yeah, I've built a 9070 non-XT before, but I hadn't built a 9070 XT yet. Oh. This is what I get for having to wear a pair of gloves earlier. My hands are all sticky. Can't get these friggin' gloves all the way on. What up, Dave? How we doing? Pyro King, what's up? Been trying to get everybody on board. My first success story. Hey, I appreciate that, man. Yep, I got his build kit stuff over there. Have a couple of things already for it, but not the whole builds yet. Probably be building those when I get back in town at the end of next week. Yeah, we've currently got 3 paid builds on the queue after this one. I've got one for a project in the queue, and then I've got 2 more builds that like the guys just need to pay for them. They had me send the invoice. They just haven't paid yet. Yeah, dude, 9070 XT. 4-day for you? You got a 4-day weekend? Let's go. How you doing, Dave? All right, so today's build. This is an AMD Blackout Sleek, no RGB PC. So we've got a 9900X 3D, got some non-RGB, 64 gig RAM, 2 terabytes of storage. We got the Sapphire Pulse 9070 XT, X870 motherboard from Asus, 1000-watt power supply. Got the Corsair Nautilus 360 non-RGB, and then we've got the Lian Li Landcool 216, also without the RGB fans on it. So this is gonna be a really cool build today, you guys. Should we just get into it? Should we just get started? I think we should. I think we should just get started. This is gonna be a cool build. We've been super busy lately, like builds coming in, lots of like local customers coming in to like work on their PCs, not PCs they bought from me, but just like, you know, having issues with PCs either they built or bought or whatever. So yeah, we've been staying busy over here. I'm in Idaho, like Boise area. It's like southwestern Idaho. Yeah, dude, this is a monster. 12 cores with the X3D chip. 64 gigs of RAM, the 9070 XT. Man, this is gonna be a A beautiful build. Beautiful. I actually might need to save this for an RMA over here, so I'm gonna put that down. I had a cheap little workstation PC. One of the DIMM slots for the RAM went out on the motherboard, so gotta get that RMA'd so we can get it back to the customer. Boom, 9900X 3D. This is like a brand new chip. This just came out not too long ago. 12 cores, maybe not the best choice for pure gaming, but it's gonna be really good for, I think they're planning on gaming and streaming from this, as well as doing a lot of other like workstation type stuff. So having 12 cores is gonna be really nice for that. There we go. That was easy. Let's get our SSD in here. How we doing, everybody? What's going on? Happy Friday. Two terabytes of storage. Going right in with that. Cover off this thermal pad. Oh, come on. There we go. What's everybody up to today? Anyone got any fun plans for tonight or the weekend? Okay, got our SSD in there. Let's get our RAM in here. Really need to sharpen that knife, man. Thing's getting dull. Boom, got our RAM in there. Let's check how this Corsair Nautilus connects. I don't recall if it uses its own special bracket or if it uses the AMD built-in mounts. Rediscovered Star Wars Galaxies. Haven't played for 15 years. Is that the MMO one? I can't remember that. That's what you're doing for the weekend, playing Star Wars Galaxies? Nice. Peter Watts, what's up? Alrighty. Let's take a quick look. This is safety and compliance. I don't think it's going to have anything useful there. Nope. B360 screws, AMD bracket. see what we got here. What up, Artemis? How we doing? Okay, so that's just gonna slide onto there. And we're going to need some standoffs of some sort. I'm doing good. How are you doing, Hamidreza? I'm sure I butchered that, but it's an MMO. Nice. LGA standoffs. Don't need that. Thumb nuts. We might need those. P360 screws. That's for bolting it all in. AMD standoffs. There we go. Don't need those. All right, so that's gonna be for later. Get this standoff out here. I upgrade my PC. Gotta. I think you asked me that last week, and I think I gave you some general ideas, but yeah, like you asked me that on the last stream. I think it's the first MMO game ever even before EverQuest. Oh, interesting. Starting next month, I'm saving up for your first ever gaming PC. Hey, let's go. Change 9070 XT to a 5090? No. This 9070 XT costs $830. It's on par with a like 5070 Ti, close to a 5080, and a 5090 is a minimum right now of like $2,500. So not even close. Not even a close equivalent there, bud. Sorry. That's how much you have saved up, or that's like your how much you plan to spend on your PC, Artemis? Yo, what up, Mean Dean? How we doing? All right, I don't need the rest of this cooler stuff at the moment. Grab that out. Alrighty. Well, that's all we need to do on this for now. Let's get our case up here. Dude, I love the LTT screwdriver. It's so good. It's such a good screwdriver. I know it's expensive, and for the average person, it's probably not worth it. But for someone like me who uses it all the time, like literally all the time, totally worth the price. Is there something holding that down? No? Come on, there we go. Okay, got that. That's how much total all the parts are going to cost altogether. That's not a bad, dude, that's going to be a nice PC for that price. Like that's not like a little, you know, budget friendly, you know, you're going to want to upgrade in a month. That is a nice PC you're going to be building there. Alrighty. Get that out of my way. Okay, we're set up for ATX. Good. Let's get our motherboard in here. Okay. These holes all look nice and lined up. Which do you think is better? Going back and forth, 5070 Ti. Personally, I think the 9070 XT is a little bit better, but they are very comparable in terms of performance. Like very, very comparable. So it's a tough question to answer, unfortunately. Been keeping up with the barrage of content coming. However you spell that. Oh, I've been trying to watch a little bit here and there on everything coming out from Computex. But I haven't had much time because I've been so busy working, man. Like, I spent multiple hours last night working on a local customer's build who he's been having a bunch of issues. I tried a bunch of different stuff, and we found out that it was the CPU's actually dead. So he's got like a failed core on his CPU. It's been causing a bunch of random issues, and it's been really hard to try and pinpoint what was going on. I tried to do a bunch of like Windows fixes, thinking maybe it was like something corrupt within Windows. But I did an OCCT test, and it turned out one of the cores is failing. So he's gonna have to RMA or get a new CPU or something. So I'm just waiting on that to come through. But yeah, I've just been, even if I'm not streaming, I'm still working. You know, it's been hectic. Can't stay for long, but wanted to say, hey, what up, Zachary? Hopefully I see you in the next one too, man. Appreciate you stopping in, though. It's not a very old CPU. It's a 7900X 3D. It still should be under warranty. So he might have just got a bad one. There you go. Oh, that's nice. That's super helpful. Like when you're getting started and you don't know a ton. It's super helpful to have a friend to be able to be like, here's what I think you should get. You know. That can be a huge help. I know, right? I was very surprised. I think this top right one is a little bit cross-threaded. I barely started it, so we'll be able to fix it, but I need to fix that. This is a tough video to watch. Wow. Banned. Hold on, I can't see this. There it is. Okay. Okay, maybe that hole just isn't quite lining up. What's the hardest part of building a PC? Cable management. I think I need my other screwdriver for that one. There we go. Okay, motherboard is in. Switch you guys over. Alrighty. Get that over there. So we can get lazy Susan out here. Have you ever seen a faulty USB 3 connector? I don't think I have. I don't think I've ever experienced that. I mean, I'm not saying it couldn't happen, but I personally don't think I've ever had that happen. All right, that feels pretty centered. Okay. There we go. All right. You've got some stuff to plug in here. One downside to this case is it comes with 3 fans and there's no built-in like hub for it or anything. It's definitely unfortunate. I would love to see that from Lee. Although I think they've incorporated them more often in their newer case designs or done daisy chaining on them. But I would like to see Lee do that on this case too. Okay, HD audio. Front panel connector. Speaking of USB 3, it's all the way up there. I think we need to take it out of this space here so that it'll reach all the way back up here. USB-C. This one might reach without getting taken out of there. Yes, it does. Okay, got that in there. All right, let's get these case fans in here. What do we have in terms of ports? So we've got AIO pump, CPU fan. We can use the CPU optional fan for the bottom fan there. And then we can use bottom port over here. Say I saw one right there. Okay, and this rear fan. Okay, just gonna run back to the back. Hopefully that's going to be long enough to reach to the bottom here. Maybe? Maybe? Take all the twists and stuff out of it. The really nice thing about this is there's no RGB in this build. I'm going to shift this fan up just a little bit to give me just a little bit more space. Or just a little more slack in that that cable. Kind of just center it in this area here. It's not a ton, but it might be just enough for that cable to be plugged in down there at the bottom without pulling too hard on it. There we go. So that cable is pretty tight, but you can even fit it in a couple of those slots. Okay. All right, everything that's in here is now plugged in. I'm gonna plug in this 3-to-1. Or was that just an extension? Oh, weird. I guess they must daisy chain. I'm gonna plug this in now, just so I don't have to do it later after we put the AIO, like the radiator in. Hopefully that'll make life easier for me later. Okay. All right, all that stuff's plugged in. Let's get some power cables in here. I was also told to watch out for skin static, so just think about washing my hands or wearing gloves like you're wearing. I don't know if I would trust Best Buy to put it together for you, Will. If you can find like a local PC shop to do it, I would maybe do that. If you were local to me, I would totally do it for you too, but bro, this knife is so dull. Jeez. But honestly, putting together a PC isn't terribly hard. Like assembling it and stuff. I have a few videos on my YouTube channel on how to do that in a, the right way. So you could watch some of that stuff, and I think you would be pretty well prepared to be able to do it yourself and save yourself some money. Okay. I'm doing good, Casper. How are you? I mean, static really isn't a big deal. Like, it's very difficult to actually damage components with static these days. I mostly wear the gloves for just cleanliness, like keeping like oils and stuff on my fingers from getting on everything. But it also does help with static at the same time. So yeah, if you just put on some rubber gloves, you'll be great. If you use a sound card, will you get better sound? I mean, technically, yes, probably. I don't know, like, I don't use a sound card, and I don't know anyone that does for, like, gaming, so I don't know how much of a difference you'll have. I mean, like, there is a sound card built into your motherboard, but in terms of, like, quality versus, like, a PCI sound card, I couldn't tell you. I was about to start making a 9070 XT build, then I see the stream, feel my phone hears me somehow. That's awesome. All right. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. I shouldn't need any SATA cables. I just need CPU, CPU. Oh wait, actually we do need that. We have an AMD GPU. I don't know how many power cables this is going to use. Does it say? I mean, if it only needs a 750 watt power supply, I'm guessing it just needs 2. Let's double check real quick. Two. It takes 2. It takes 2 to make a thing go right. What's in the accessory box? Could it be a GPU support bracket? It is. We won't be able to install this. We'll have to have the customer install it because this is going to hang below the GPU, and the expandable foam I used will rip it out. So we will include that, but we will not put it in there prior to shipping because it'll get bent and ripped out. Okay, so we need 2 power cables. So don't need that. I need 1, 2. Don't need SATA. Need motherboard. Don't need those. Okay, that's better. Don't need that either. Say no Nvidia build. I'm gonna build my first PC in a month with the 5500 and a RX 6600. That's a great starting little PC, man. I've built a couple like that. You can do that for like a really reasonable price these days. I mean, I think the price of the 6600 has gone up a bit just with the GPU shortage we were having, but still, it's gonna be a nice, very budget-friendly build. I think you could do a build like that for like $600 or something, maybe $700. Like if you're building it yourself. If you get a sound card, you want to use 5.1 or higher audio. That will be the best use of the sound card. There you go. It's just, yeah, I think, I mean, for gaming, it kind of just depends on what the game really supports, you know, and how much, you know, better fidelity you're actually going to experience from the game. Doing well. Started to daily the blue light glasses. They're amazing. Hey, you're welcome. Yeah, I mean, it might have a prescription too, but I have like blue light glasses with like an anti-glare coating, and they are incredible. That reminds me, I never reached out to the guy from Zenny Optical. I met him at Loop Fest and I forgot to reach out. I've been so busy. All right, so we got our CPU power cables, got our motherboard power in here. Yeah, I think, you know, as long as you're not expecting the world out of that system, I think you'll be pretty happy with having a nice little gaming PC. I've built several PCs with like basically those same exact components, and they're perfect for some 1080p gaming. And there's definitely like, you know, if you don't have a ton of money later on, like there's There are upgrade paths for that, you know. That one still is not all the way tight. It felt like it was all the way tight. That's tight. Yeah, there we go. Okay, motherboard power. Pull that through the back. Nice and clean up there. Alrighty. Can tie these guys down a little bit. Just like so. Keep going down here. Do the same thing. Like that. CPU power. Just slide in there. Like that. Okay. Hopefully those will be long enough to reach back there. Might have to pull it out of here for now and then put it back in later. Okay. So this is gonna get mounted like that. Okay, motherboard power is in. Get our CPU power cables in. Get our GPU power cables in. Just woke up at 1 a.m. for me now. You just woke up and it's 1 a.m.? Need to drive to the Netherlands at 10. I can't sleep. It's the worst decision to take a nap at 6 p.m. Oh man. Where do you live? What country are you in, Casper? All right, got all that in there. Can slide this guy in here. Go. Okay, got that. Get our bolts out. Germany. That's a pretty long drive then, yeah? I should remember that you're in Germany, but apparently I don't. Seeing as how I shipped you those glasses. Yo, what up, Brady? How we doing? You're on my mind all night when I stayed up playing with Chad. Oh, you got to play with Chad last night? Let's go. Dude, I haven't played with Chad in forever. I mean, I haven't been playing games much in quite a while, but we will put Windows 11 on this PC, yes. I mean, PCs don't come with, PC components and stuff, like when you build it like this, it doesn't come with Windows installed. You have to install it yourself. Or you pay someone like me to do it for you. Still don't know what this one's gonna end up looking like. Got our GPU power cables there. I guess I can put this guy through here. I don't know what the cables look like coming out of this CPU cooler. But we're about to find out, because all this stuff is plugged in. All the power cables are plugged in, everything's ready to go. Let's get our CPU cooler out here. I sometimes forget what city I live in because I travel so much. Oh, no way. Do you travel for work or just for fun? Can't wait to win the lotto and have you build me an all-out build. Dude. I'm excited for that day too. Let's make it happen. Gaming PC turn on is lighting. What? Okay. Wi-Fi card is the better option. I would recommend. Yeah, if you can get a like an Ethernet cable and use that, like that's definitely the best option. Okay, so my plan is to mount this thing like this. Yeah, so when I put it this way on the table, I want the tails of these fans to be on that side. Just travel for fun, because I want to see the world before I die. Hey, that's awesome. I don't get to travel much these days. I travel a little bit for work here and there, but not a ton right now. I've got wife and kiddo, and I am the sole breadwinner, as they say, so we traded off, you know, having 2 incomes for having a nicer lifestyle where my wife can be at home and, you know, take care of the kiddo and, you know, take care of the house and stuff. So we don't get to travel as much as a result, but that's okay. Had to upgrade your power supply and fix it immediately? Hey, glad to hear that that fixed it, that you were able to find a fix for it. Did you recently like upgrade your GPU or anything, or was it just like your power supply went out? The Landcold 217, the new one that just came out? I'd like to. Have to find, you know, someone who's willing to buy a PC with it. I don't really do builds just for the sake of doing builds because it's really hard to sell. Or at least sell at my normal profit margin, I guess. Since I don't really make money streaming, gotta make it on my builds. If you encounter a problem where your GPU was not detected by the device manager, but the fans and light on the GPU works. I mean, are you using the GPU as your display output too? Ooh, don't do that. Oh, interesting. Yeah, the only thing I could think of would that be like, it would be that like the, there's something wrong with your driver, but I have not heard of that happening. What up, Soul Reaper? We're busy and back at building a different PC. Yes, sir. We are busy right now. PC sales have definitely been good this last month. What's the most powerful build I've ever done? Well, I built one not too terribly long ago with a 9800X 3D and a 5090. So at this point, that would be the most powerful. I mean, I've had other ones that were like equivalent to that essentially in older generations, but now that the new stuff is out. I mean, that's, as far as gaming is concerned, like that's as good as it gets. Come on. So I don't have any kids and wife because I can ride my motorcycle anytime. Nice. I don't know, wife and kids are pretty cool though. Not gonna lie. My wife's pretty awesome. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love riding motorcycles. And I used to do that a lot. Like, from when I was finishing up high school through college. But, having a wife and kid are pretty cool. Definitely worth the trade, in my opinion. Mcraft, I don't know what that first comment says, bud. All right, those should all be tightened down. Just double check a couple. Okay. All right, so that's all good. I think I want the left side to be the one that connects, just because where it's located. Okay, just like that. How accessible is that? Yeah, I open thing gonna be. Ooh, is that fan kind of in the way where it's at? I think that. Cool. Let me just knock all these bolts off. I think this rear fan is kind of in the way right now. There we go. There we go. Bring this down so I can see and reach the top. Personally, I owned a little Honda Rebel 250 for a while, and then I rode my buddy, he had a Suzuki FE 650, and that's what I rode like pretty much the whole time I was in college. Nothing crazy, nothing, I mean the 650 is pretty fast, but nothing super crazy, just fun machines to ride. So there's this letter that says all of the AI devs need to just stop for 6 months while we figure out if it's bad. What? Who's the letter from? It was working before and I was able to benchmark it, but then I reset my PC, so because the previous owner info was still on there. Did you install a new GPU driver to it? Oh, interesting. I had not heard about that, Soul Reaper. All right, those are all in there. Let's tighten them down. Got that all done. Don't need these bolts for this guy. Put them over here. Okay, so you did update the driver, but it's still not coming up. That's weird. Okay, so we're probably gonna have to use a couple of zip ties to hold those up there so you can't see them from inside the case. All right, I need to take this guy off. Put this guy on. Like that. That's gonna go like that. Don't ruin that thermal paste. Okay. Get the thumb screws out. I think I can start the first one or two by hand. Just enough to keep that from going anywhere. Okay. Cool. And I realized, so that came with a graphics card holder, but the case also has a graphics card holder. And this one is much cleaner, so I think we'll use this one instead. So we'll take these guys out. Take that guy out. Take that guy out. We'll put these little standoffs in instead. I think it's gonna be in the way of that. I need my socket here for my fix-it. Okay. Okay, got that nice and tight. This guy is just gonna go right over the top of that with a couple of bolts. Okay, that still functions. All right, so then we've got a top and bottom. So we'll have a bottom one that goes and holds the GPU from underneath. We'll have a top one that clamps the GPU down from on top. And we just gotta put these little rubber strips on it. If they wouldn't stick to my gloves, that'd be amazing. If everything wouldn't stick to my gloves, that would be doubly amazing. There we go. By the way, 6 setup. Hey, thank you, Critical Thinker. Appreciate that. I know the Suzuki is fun to ride. I tried to do wheelies on it, but it didn't work. And it's wrecked, but I bought him a new bike. I'll never get to look on his face. I accidentally wheelied my buddy's Suzuki And yeah, you probably, well, I was wearing a helmet so you wouldn't see it, but the look on my face was probably pretty similar. What desk am I using? It's a great question. I bought it off Amazon. I don't know if I have it in the, you can check the description and see if it's in there. I don't know if I have it in there. Because I honestly don't remember the brand. I would have to look it up. But it's a sit stand, like electric sit stand from Amazon. And it's like 2.5, 3 feet by like 5 feet, something like that. All right, so we got those there. Okay, let's get this AIO pump connected. I had a guy come in who said his CPU was getting really hot. We were trying to figure out what was going on, and it turned out his CPU pump wasn't connected. I was like, well, that will definitely cause your problem there. Is this long enough to like take it to the back and back to the front? I don't know that it is. Not really. Huh? Okay, I got it. I got it to the back. Okay, I'm actually gonna bring this back down. I'm gonna see if I can zip tie a couple of those cables up so that way you can't see them. Oh wait, I need to plug this CPU cable in first. Oh man, I should have plugged that in before I put this in here, huh? Well, just make a little extra work for myself, it's fine. We were going too fast anyways, you know? Add in a 5060 instead of a 9070 XT? No way, bro. $5060 would be a huge downgrade from what's in this system. A huge downgrade. Okay. So we got that guy. That one is pretty much out of the way. Can't actually see that one, so I think maybe just this middle one. This middle set of fans. Or cables, I suppose. There we go. That out of the way. I guess we need to do that one too. Okay. Grab one more. Yo, what up, Deadfish? How we doing? You're first. Yeah, dude. Twitch tends to be pretty quiet for me. There we go. Twitch tends to be pretty quiet for me. Okay, so we got all that in there. That stuff's all plugged in. Need to get this guy back to the back side again. Don't want that between the DIMM slots. Need another zip tie for this. Just so I can hold that pump cable in place. Don't want it moving around. All right, that's a good spot up front. Okay, that is secure. And these guys can go down there. This guy can also go down there. Just like that. Put a cable tie on that. Okay. I think we're ready for our GPU. That's crazy. It's so much easier when there's no RGB, you guys. Everyone should just order PCs without any RGB. That would make my life so easy. Can you guys just do that for me? Everyone just put it in order right now. Say I want a no RGB PC build. Stat. Okay, so GPU time. Here's our 9070 XT. Does it have a bunch of plastic? It's got some plastic. Ooh, it's got like luminescent blue covers for the port. It's kind of fun. This is like the perfect GPU for this build. Just nice and blacked out, a little bit of red lighting or lining on it. That's sweet. Take those covers out so they don't get in the way. This is a triple slot card. It's a chunky boy. Gotta go have a great rest of the stream. Hey, thank you, Silk. Change my profile pic to the one of my bikes so you can see my favorite city bike. Oh, dude, it's so small on my screen. And the bikes that I let my friends drive on a private property, of course. It's a little 125cc. Nice. Wait, I missed it. By the way, do you know anything about modern sleeper cases? Ooh, I don't know if there's any modern cases that look like sleeper ones. Like, I think you pretty much have to buy an old case in order to do like a good sleeper build. That's actually surprisingly light though. Like for how huge this is, it's really not bad. Okay, got that in the slot. Okay, those are all nice and tight. Put our covers back in. Oh, another interesting thing. This 9070 XT has two HDMI ports and 2 display ports. Pretty much every other GPU on the market has 3 display ports and 1 HDMI because it costs extra money. Like it's a licensing thing for HDMI ports. But that's pretty sick. 2 and 2. Because I know a lot of people prefer to use HDMI ports and like have monitors that only support HDMI. So that's pretty nice. Pretty nice. Okay, got that power cable in there. Let's get our other power cable in there. Okay, now the fun part. So, doesn't look like it's sagging at all yet, so that's good. So we gotta get this guy down under here. Now you're not gonna be able to see anything I'm doing. Okay, so now we've got a support underneath. Okay, fan spins, it's not hitting the fan. And then this one, because the GPU is tall enough, we're actually gonna have to take this top bolt out of the top. Okay, and we'll stick this guy right on top here. Oh, it's kind of coming in contact with that USB 3. That's definitely not going anywhere. Definitely not moving. All right, then we don't need this bolt. Now we can just pull these GPU power cables nice and snug to the back. We can run those maybe right up to here if they're long enough. Just like that. Got that one zip tie back there to clean up. And I think I want to run one more cable tie here just because that USB 3 cable keeps wanting to stick way out. Thinking about if I should drive with a car or one of my bikes to the Netherlands. That's a long ride, man. I mean, unless you have a very comfy bike, that is a long ride to go all the way to the Netherlands, in my opinion. Then again, I'm old in my 30s, so you know, take that how you will. All right, there we go. How's that for some clean cable management, guys? Give me I want to grade A to F. If you're not in the US, A is like exceptional, F is a complete failing grade. I want to know my marks, as they say in some countries. Did I get good marks on my cable management? What do you guys say? F plus? Wow, whale. That's pretty hurtful. Mr. Rainbow says A plus. There we go. Do you recommend the i9 14900K if I found it locally for $300? I think you could almost buy a new one for $300. Yeah. So, I mean, if it's like basically new and under $300, yeah, it's probably worth it. A minus, I'll take that, Deadfish. I would love to see a build in it. Oh, sorry. Silverstone FLP01. I have not heard of that. It has a vertical GPU mount. That's pretty cool. Just built almost the same exact PC, and I'm waiting for the RGB cable extension and your monitor. Amazon keeps delaying it. Boo, Amazon. Although I shouldn't say that because Amazon is where I get like half of my stuff. Amazon business. At least I get to see the 9070 XT go in. That's right, Deadfish. You get to see it. Just got a 7800X3D for $300. Dude, that's a steal. Micro Center is great. I just wish we had one. We don't have one in Idaho. All right. Hopefully you guys got your scores in, because it's never going to be seen again. Boom. It's not being pushed out. This panel isn't overly straight, but it's not being pushed out by anything because the bottom looks nice and lined up. Oh yeah, I never bolted this back down, did I? I would move it back up, but then it'll be hidden behind that fan. So I think we're good right there. That cable isn't quite pulled as tight as the other one. Hold on. I know I said we weren't going to see it again, but that cable here isn't pulled quite as tight as the other one. Wonder if I shouldn't run those through there. I liked how clean it looked, but I think maybe we just zip tie them together and then stick them underneath the case. Or cable tie them together, I mean. There we go. Doesn't really change how the cable management looks, but now in the front they're nice and clean. Now for reals, you're not gonna ever see it again. All right. There it is, chat. First ever Redneck 9070 XT build. We've got a 9900X 3D, 64 gigabytes of RAM, the Corsair Nautilus, a non-RGB 360, the Lian Li Cool 216, 2 terabytes of storage, Asus TUF X870 motherboard, 1000 watt power supply from ASRock, and that is a beautiful blacked out PC. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker for a blacked out build. Why so handsome on TikTok though? I don't know, man. All right, you guys ready to see this thing power on? I'm not gonna turn the lights down because there's no RGB, so it would be a little bit uneventful, but hopefully you guys will enjoy this build. Right technique for all the likes, dude. For an MATX motherboard, does it only need 6 standoff screws? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think it's 8. 8 standoff screws, ideally. You could get away with 6, but it usually is 8. All right, y'all. First ever power on with this beautiful stealth PC. There it is. A little bit of RGB on the back of the motherboard, but you can always turn that off. Isn't that beautiful? Got those sweet big old 180 millimeter fans up front. Dude, that is a sick build, you guys. Can a PC use an external GPU? Yeah, if you set it up right. And look, it posted. Look at that. 4090 KE? I don't know what the KE is. I can't remember what that model is. They sell for $600 here. Oh yeah, it's great for it's solid for gaming for sure. I don't remember what model the KE is. Is that the one where they remove the efficiency cores? I honestly can't remember that one. Looks dope. Hey, thank you, Jay. How you doing? You love the build, Mr. Rainbow? Thank you. Oh, 8 P cores, 0 E cores for $600? That's stupid expensive for only having 8 cores. I mean, you're getting it for, if you're getting it for 300, that's not bad. I mean, assuming you can, you know, assuming everything works really well, $300. I mean, you can almost get, you know, you could get an equivalent AMD CPU for that price too. But yeah, that's not bad if you can get it for 300 and it's basically new. Yo, right, thank you for the dinosaur. Appreciate that, dude. So anticlimactic compared to the usual. I know. But dude, I just love a stealth build. I don't know why, but I just think they look so clean. Like it's all just nice and black, you know, the color, couple of color accents with like the metals and stuff. I love it. I love it. Can I trust a PSU that's 80 plus rated, but it's not bronze or anything? I wouldn't. Deepcool makes good stuff, but I wouldn't trust anything. Personally for a PC, I would never buy anything that's not 80 plus gold. I just wouldn't. Like, there's no reason for it to work bad, right? It's an embedded CPU. Is it like a mobile CPU? It's not a desktop one. I mean, it all depends on how it was treated, right? Like that's gonna make all the difference. But what up, Hotcake? Yes, this is a computer. You're right. Right, like, are you streaming tonight? You gaming? A lot of 700 watt power supply brands new, close to that price. Yeah, exactly. Maybe. All right. Well, you should message me if you decide to. I'm gonna be working on installing Windows on the PC I rebuilt earlier today, but I definitely have some time to get a few games in. For embedded systems or something like that. Oh, it might be like an OEM system, like an OEM spec CPU or something like that. I'm not gonna be streaming it, but I can play a few games, man. How long did this take us? An hour and 15 minutes, you guys? We are destroying on these PC builds lately. I know that this was like a super easy one, so that's why I went so fast. But we're kind of crushing it right now in terms of build time. Like, look how sexy this PC is. And we built it in an hour. Look at that. And that's with me stopping to talk to you hooligans. All right, sounds good, right, Tech? Gotta try Expedition 33. Dude, I don't even hardly game anymore. Like, today is gonna be the first time I've played a game in over a week. I don't have time to like learn a new game. I literally get like an hour here and there. All right, y'all. You can get a new Gigabyte 9070 XT Canada computer, $691. That's a very good deal. Buy it. Don't play it, you'll lose all social life. I already don't have a social life. I'd be losing my wife and kid probably. All right, y'all. That's it. We're done. Thank you so much for hanging out, watching, chatting. Appreciate all of you. Thank you for the new subs and follows. You guys are the best. All right. I don't want to hear it. I don't care what other communities exist out there. You guys, the engineers, are the best. Okay. All right. Y'all have a good night. Bye. Have a great weekend. We'll see you guys sometime next week, maybe. I'm not sure yet. I'm gonna be gone pretty much all next week, so we'll see. Bye. 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 Bye.